Oh, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Hey, I'm just hollering back at y'all. This is Sarad Noir page. Just coming back, touching back base with y'all. Just making another YouTube video. Seeing how everybody's doing, and just I want to talk today about Don Sour Lemon and Terry Crews. A lot of people been talking about it. I've been just viewing everything a couple days. I haven't really listened. I didn't want to listen to anybody else's opinion on the whole situation because I wanted to have mine, and I didn't want my opinion to be skewed or jaded on the whole situation. But this was a real interesting one. It wasn't deep in any knowledge really or any science because this is all basic level argument in regards to politics. But we have the character known as Don Lemon, and in my opinion, Don Lemon is one of the biggest embarrassments in news, and just as a black man. It's just his demeanor, how he acts, how he handles himself, how he conducts himself when interviewing others. He's terrible. It's like basically when somebody just gives you a job for whatever reason they gave him a job, but he's terrible. And for him to how he criticized people and talk about people, and especially with the Me Too movement, when you got a whole Me Too movement on yourself, when you allegedly are sticking your hands in your pants, rubbing your genital area, and then putting it in a man's face. That's what you doing, but you over criticizing everybody like Justice. Who is that? I can't think of the guy's name. The dude that was running for Supreme Court judge, and everybody else that was a Republican or a conservative that got jammed up with accusations with believe all people. Now we don't supposed to believe your accuser. Just contradiction like normal, like anytime you ever get a Democrat. But Don Lemon is just an embarrassment to me. You can tell he's not very versed in the politics. You can just tell by just the information and what he talks about. I'm gonna go in a little deeper on him, but dude is he's terrible. He got bad vibe, bad energy, and you can tell, and I know why. I know why. Then Terry Crews, I'm not a real big fan of him either, especially after the whole ordeal with him letting another grown man, grab your genitals in front of your wife. It's bad enough you let him do it by yourself, but to do that in front of your own wife, and then you don't do nothing to him, it's some stuff that's just zero tolerance. It's zero tolerance for back where I'm from in West Memphis and Memphis area, we had what we call zero tolerance weekends. That means you get pulled over. If the speed limit says 55, you're doing 56, you're getting pulled over, you're getting a ticket. If a tail light's out, you're getting a ticket. It's zero tolerance for anything that's deemed illegal by the state. If your tent's too dark, you're getting a ticket. Ain't no, we're going to give you a warning or anything like that. And we'll know because they'll announce it on TV. Hey, it's a zero tolerance weekend. Hey, and we already knew what time it was. It's zero tolerance. You better be in your A game. You better not be drinking and driving. You better have your license, insurance, registration. You better not have no headlights, tail lights out, no crack in the windshield, nothing. Because police ain't going this weekend. But Terry Crews let a grown man grab his genitals, basically sexually assault him. Then do it in front of your wife, and you don't go and take his head off. Not mine. You built, you ripped, you look like you can go play in the NFL right now. And I'm pretty sure the dude was smaller than you, even if he wasn't. Even if you're a smaller guy, for a big guy grabs you and sexually assaults you, supposed to go and do everything you can do to take him out. That's no question about that. Even if that person's stronger than you, bigger than you, you gotta go and use all your might and go and put your hands on that man or do something to show him, hey man, you're not finna do this to me. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't no. It should never be a time where I shouldn't even have to say this. Should no grown man be touching you? Oh, woman, should nobody be touching you anywhere if you don't want to? And then, especially in your genital areas, you get taught like that. I mean, your parents teach you that when you're kids, and I taught my kids that, and I'm teaching my. He's not old enough, but I'm gonna start teaching him now. If nobody touch you, you taught the little kid, don't never let nobody touch your pee pee. You taught the little kids your wee wee, your pee pee, my mama used to tell my daughter, like, don't let nobody touch your Susie or whatever. You got your little name or your boo boo. You never let nobody touch. The only person that touches is mom and daddy because they change your diaper or whatnot. But for him to do that, and then Terry Crews does a lot of problematic stuff, like far as you can just tell, like, he's there for the check, and I'm gonna do whatever. Hey, Terry Crews again. Hey, I'm gonna do whatever you say, boss. Whatever. I'm gonna get this check. Hey, yes sir. I'm gonna go out here and do it for you. He's what my father used to call a yes sir man, a yes sir man, yes sir boss, yes sir. I'm gonna go and do and get the job. Oh, we let go Nick Cannon. I didn't even know he was on that America's Got Talent now, cause I really don't watch a lot of TV at all. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know he was the host now. He looks like he's yucking it up real good for him, and my dad called him like handkerchief head Negroes back in the day. And yes, I'm in. And Terry Crews, the definition of, but I don't even like to use that term of, he just, it doesn't seem like he had a father. He may have had a father in his life, but I don't know. He ain't got no real friends around, But to get to Don Lemon and Terry Crews little battle, well, so Terry Crews came on to CNN to talk about Black Lives Matter, basically, and Terry Crews was saying that Black Lives Matter is kind of problematic. And if you watch the interview, so I'm pretty sure everybody has, to me, Terry Crews was hitting Don Lemon with nothing but facts. And the whole deal was Don Lemon was just trying to talk over him and disrespect him the whole time. Like he wouldn't let Terry Crews get points off. Don Lemon basically said what people like me and a lot of other people already know. Black Lives Matter ain't for black lives. Not all black lives. You know what I'm saying? It's not. He basically told you in the thing. Black Lives Matter is about white people and white cops killing black people. That's it. And I gotta give props to my guy David Carroll. He said it a long time ago. He was the first person I ever heard say it. Now somebody else could have said it before him, but he's the first person I heard say it. Black lives only matter when a white person or a white police officer takes it. Now think about that. Black lives only matter when a white police officer or a white person takes it. And that stands true, because any other time, it's business as usual. I only have to state the stats about how many people got shot in Chicago, how many people got killed, and you see what's happening in New York now. Same thing. Multiple shootings, people getting killed. You get kids killed down in Atlanta by actual Black Lives Matter protesters. You know what I'm saying? What I tell y'all people, and what Terry Crews, where he jammed Don Lemon up, is when he was like, okay, Black Lives Matter is about more than police officer, police brutality. He's like, yeah, it is. But when Terry Crews started trying to go into what else it was about, that's when Don Lemon started to cut him off. Well, and started talking over him, because Don Lemon didn't want Terry Crews to get into what else Black Lives Matter was about. And that's basically anti-black agenda. And I had this argument with several people, and I'm going to tell y'all how, if you're listening, we almost 2 minutes in, how to deconstruct anybody when you're trying to tell them Black Lives Matter is not for black people, and how Black Lives Matter is not for people. So it came out through OpenSecrets.org that Black Lives Matter funding was going to Democratic, basically the DNC, and people running for the Democratic Party. I remember I posted it on Facebook. Had people come to me, how you know this? This ain't true. This fake. This. Then Then a couple days, all of a sudden, Snopes and factcheck.org said it was false. And I was like, damn, because this girl posted, because my friend reposted my post. Then one of my homeboys had this chick post that saying it's false. Then my friend, he don't know a lot. He's leaning to the conservative side. He's seen the bullshit the Democrat Party does. He's one of them newbies, but he knows a decent amount of information. But he knows the Democratic Party is basically about bullshit. Basically, that's what it is. And he was like, he was like, damn, yeah, I didn't know it was fake. You know what I'm saying? I just posted it because I know somebody else posted it or whatever. But whatever. And so I said, damn, they saying this shit is fake. But I did I read about it and stuff. How they saying it's fake? I went to opensecrets.org, blah, blah, blah. And this is the easy way to deconstruct. So I had to do some little homework, do a little reading. Technically, Black Lives Matter money doesn't go straight to the Democratic Party. It doesn't go straight there. They got a buffer. And that's Act Blue. That's like one of the largest clearinghouses for Democrat money. They in both parties do it, Democrats and Republicans. But the money goes to Act Blue. That's the big donor site. That's the big site that takes a lot of donations and stuff for the Democratic Party. Then they disperse it. So technically, Black Lives Matter money doesn't go directly to the DNC. But it goes to Act Blue first, then Act Blue disperses the money per opensecrets.org. You can go look that up. And that's how you can deconstruct that bullshit with the fact check and Snopes saying it's false and all that. That's how you deconstruct that whenever you get into a back and forth with somebody in regards to Black Lives Matter and the funding going to the DNC party. And if they still don't want to believe that, I always say, just flip it to them back on it like this. Okay, so you're right. I'm wrong. The money doesn't go, Black Lives Matter money doesn't go to the DNC. So next question is, okay, you right. I'm wrong. You sure right. Where does the money go then? Where does the money go for the DNC party? I mean, where does the money go from Black Lives Matter? Since Black Lives Matter is supposed to be about black people and getting black justice for police brutality and the bad stuff that's happened to black people, where does the money go? I've never seen a house given to anybody that's black, like say for like a person that's killed by a police officer unjustly, like George Floyd or something. When has the Democratic Party bought a house for the kids, college campaign, college funding? What have they did to take care of anybody black? What are they doing with all that money then? Since it ain't going to the DNC, where is all the money going? Where's all the money going? That's my question. Where's all the money going? Since I'm wrong and I'm lying, I don't know what I'm talking about. Where's the money going? And they can't never answer. If it's about Black Lives Matter, if it's about Black Lives, I'm thinking all the money should be going to black people. I guess you got to pay for whatever your little overhead is, but the majority of that money should be going to black people, but we know it's not. So, and when Terry Crews started to get into, Black Lives Matter is more than it's just more than just police brutality. But when he started trying to get into other stuff, Don Lemon started trying to cut him off. And here's why. If you go to Black Lives, and I did this 2 months ago. No, not 2 months ago, probably about a month ago. They changed their wording around their page, but you can go to blacklivesmatter.com and go to What We Believe. It used to be right here, like in the first, second paragraph. I'm looking, I got dual monitors. It started, it said, enraged by the death of Trayvon Martin and the subsequent acquittal of his killer, George Zimmerman, and inspired by the 31-day takeover of the Florida State Capitol, blah, 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 blah. That's what it was started over the death of Trayvon Martin by Zimmerman. And then Mike Brown. That's when it kind of started. But, so you got to get down, and that's why Don Lemon started to cut him off, because Don Lemon is smart enough to know he's done heard the news and he's done heard all the pushback. I guess they do give him talking points and read it, and they tell him when to cut people off because he's good at that, because you can't debate facts. But Black Lives Matter and their agenda. Okay, yeah, we're here for when white people or white police officers kill black people. Okay, but when he said, so what else are they about? This one, Don Lemon cut him off, and this is why. Let's see. Here we go with all the other stuff. We are guided by the fact that all black lives matter, regardless of actual or perceived sexual identity, gender identity, gender expression, economic status, ability, disability, religious beliefs, or disbeliefs, immigration status, or location. We make space for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead. We are self-reflexive and do the work required to dismantle cisgender. If you know what cisgender is, normal people, privilege, and uplift black trans folk, especially black trans women who continue to be disproportionately impacted by trans antagonistic violence. We build a safe space that affirms black women and is free from sexism, misogyny, and environments in which men are centered. We practice empathy. We engage comrades with the intent to learn about and connect with their context. Now here's the kicker. We make our spaces family friendly and enable parents to fully participate with their children. We dismantle the patriarchal practice that requires mothers to work double shifts so they can mother in private even as they participate in public justice work. This don't mean what does this mean? This don't mean shit. But this is the big part. We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement by supporting each other as extended families and villages that collectively care for one another, especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable. Nothing about the father. Nothing about the father. We foster a queer affirming network. I can't go through with this. Black Lives Matter was funded by George Soros. This is all DNC. This is DNC babble. But basically, so this is how we break this down, and this is what Don Lemon didn't want to get into. How can you have your agenda? This is supposed to be about black folks and black people getting shot by the cops, but then they flip it into it being about LGBT stuff, basically. They want to talk about transgenders and basically LGBT rights and immigration status and location. What does immigration and LGBT rights have with black lives? I'll wait. What does it have to do with it? Nothing. LGBT has their movement. Let them have their movement. Do y'all. But they're taking over BLM. Black Lives Matter is not about black folks. That's why I keep telling y'all. It's not about black folks. And this is what Don Lemon tried to shut them down on. I had to show y'all that. But this the killer part. We already know. Before all the civil rights bill and stuff passed, we were like at the black community were like 80% of the families being born in a wedlock, 2-parent homes. We had rates higher than the white community. After integration and civil rights, 10, 20 years, it flipped. Now we into where we got 70% of the kids born out of wedlock. And we already know that wherever you have single mothers, a lot of single mothers, single parent homes, kids are more likely to go to jail, get involved in gangs, get involved in drugs, suicide, blah, blah, blah. And we indicated, and also we know that, I heard this from Boyce Watkins, whenever you have a child out of wedlock, you are so many more times likely to be in the poverty level. So because you're a man and you work in a regular job and you get put on child support, that's going to cut your income down tremendously. I know I'm speaking from experience. You know what I'm saying? Got two out of wedlock. So, but then if you're a woman, you got a child. Even if you're getting child support, you're more likely, and you're young, and you just got a basic job, you're probably gonna be on government assistance. So you're gonna be below the poverty line. You might not feel like you're in poverty, but technically, by the numbers, you're below the poverty line. Because here in Arkansas, you got a lot of people living below the poverty line, but you could never tell them they poor or broke. They got cars. I know plenty of women got Section 8 apartments, and they hook them up. They be clean. They be nice on the inside. You get what I'm saying? These are the ones that, they work the system. They our government assistants. They have them a decent little whip. They usually get them a car during tax time. Get them a little nice little Malibu, Altima or something like that. And and then they be living. The kids go to daycare free. They get free daycare, free health care with Medicaid, Medicare, whichever one. And then on the side, then they get the food stamps. Then they get tea and WIC. Then on the side, they be hustling. They be doing hair. A lot of them do hair and stuff, which and be making money. And then they get child support from the baby daddies. So they be living straight a lot of times. They don't be like what you say, like want for nothing really for real. They got all their basic needs, man. They go eat crab legs and shit on Friday. Go to the club. They go out of town every once in a while. They be doing straight though. They be dressing fresh, having hair full of weave and all that. But anyway, we already know one of the problems. We need fathers in the home. And they're telling you right here, we disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family. Because we already know without a family, you can't have a community. Go look at all the places where single mothers, just go look. I'm going to show you death, murder, killing. I'm going to show you a dysfunctional area. And what else I also read, that when black children are in a two-parent home, the rates of crime for them go down to the normal rate, like as everybody else. It ain't skyrocket shot up with the violent crime and stuff, because you got a father in the home. And we know that makes a big difference. So for them to come out right here and say, we disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family, here it go again. It's just terrible. It's terrible and bad policies for black people. That statement, we disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure required by supporting each other as extended families, that's a smack in the face of black people. And that goes directly against what can help us. So when you got them saying this, Black Lives, you can't explain to me how, when you say that one statement alone, Black Lives Matter is not for us. Just another Democratic policy and agendas that hurt the black community. And then 10, 20 years from now, they'll be apologizing like, we didn't know this was going to happen, just like the crime bill. This is bad. We didn't know. I'm sorry about this. Blah, blah, blah. We got to do something about it now. And then on top of that, for them to throw the transgenders in the immigration. That's what I'm saying. Black folks, they're not going to give you nothing. You see what they're doing now. Everything they're doing is to make themselves feel good. It's like almost embarrassing. Like you got the NBA, which is stupid as hell. We going to paint Black Lives Matter on the courts. Who asked you to do that? Who asked you to do that? This is all to make corporate white people, white liberals, feel good about themselves. Oh, we did something. We got them to paint Black Lives Matter on the court. Black folks didn't ask for that. I can give a shit less about some damn Black Lives Matter on the court. Then you got stupid ass NFL. We gonna play the black national anthem. For what? How is that helping black people? How is that helping me? How is that helping the black person? You play the black national anthem. It don't. How? Then okay. So what else they doing? We gonna play Black Lives Matter on the street. How is that helping us? How does that help? Democrats and white liberals will do everything but cut that check. They'll do everything but cut that check for you. They'll do everything but cut that check. Or talking about old Tariq say, tangibles. They'll do everything but cut some checks for some tangibles. And you gotta look at that. And that's problematic. They'll virtue signal. They'll paint Black Lives Matter, Black Lives, sing Black national anthems. They make Juneteenth a national holiday. They do everything but to avoid talking about money. Cause hey, we ain't got no money for you. We ain't doing nothing for you. We'll do symbolic stuff, but we ain't doing, like Kamala Harris already said, I'm not gonna do anything. We're not gonna do anything just for black people. She already told you, and they smart about it because they already know you ain't gonna vote for Trump, you ain't gonna vote for Republicans, so we ain't gotta do shit for you either. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into that topic on another deal, but. Yeah, so this is what Don Lemon was cutting Terry Crews off because, but I don't know about Terry Crews. I don't know if he's gonna get into the trans stuff, but Terry Crews probably gonna get into the black family deal because he do got a family and stuff. But yeah, Black Lives Matter is not about black folks. It's basically it's just a way to raise money for the DNC campaign because they hurting for money right now. That's basically what it's all it is. It just raise money for them, and then they go out. It's just like the hustle with Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, where something happens that's perceived to be racist. They go to a corporation, like say somebody at Target, say you work at Target, and the manager at Target calls somebody the N word or something. So Jesse Jackson and Al go down to Target. Hey, you don't want this heat and you don't want this protest. You need to, I think, to make it right with us, you need to go and donate to the, what's that, Action Network. That's Al Sharpton. I think that's his Action Network. And then Jesse Jackson with the Rainbow Push Coalition. You donate to us, and hey, I'll smooth this over, and I'll tell everybody y'all good, and y'all done changed, and blah, 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 and they gonna cut the check and get paid. Ain't no different. This is what Black Lives Matter is, just a hustle, but the DNC running it now. They running the hustle. And that's what Don Lemon had to cut Terry Crews out about. Because even though, Terry Crews is a real shaky character, he was telling the truth. And we got to watch out as people because I hope y'all see it. They priming you and setting you up with all these black folks jumping on white folks for saying this and saying that, or allegedly saying the N-word. And they keep showing these videos. They keep showing you these videos because they're trying to turn white people up to retaliate. And what's going to happen is you're going to have somebody. What's going to happen? I'm telling y'all. I think I may have said this in another video. What's going to happen is they're going to have. It's going to be two scenarios. One scenario is you're going to have some white dudes out here, a white woman. And they're going to go out, they're going to have a gun on them. And they're going to go out there and instigate a scenario with a black person. They're going to call them a nigger or something. They're going to do it off camera, you can't see them. They're going to wait till the black person attacks them, and then they're going to shoot them and kill them. And that's going to be that's going to be in the news cycle for about it's going to go crazy. They're going to blow it up, CNN, MSNBC. Ongoing legacy of slavery, blah, blah, blah. They're going to turn it up like that. Or it's going to be a genuine where it is a white person just mind their business or whatever. Or they might do something and they might not expect, they might get into it like with the woman with the car. And she allegedly bumped the black woman's dog. They're going to get into it. And it's going to go down where you're going to have a white person shooting a black person. Because they're going to try to jump on them. And it's going to be bad. It's gonna be all in the news and all that, but yeah, that's what I was just talking about this Terry Crews Don Lemon situation, and I don't even know who watched. Man, you gotta be an idiot if you watch CNN, because like I didn't even know about it until it just hit the cycle. And I saw it on Twitter trending, and but yeah. Terry Crews was just trying to keep it real, and he was just talking about even with the backlash and the blowback from it. Like I said, Don Lemon, he's just spiteful and he's just there to push an agenda. He's not for black people either. He's for himself, and like I said, he's not very talented. He's an embarrassment though. And I one day I hope he hears that. He's just an embarrassment to black people. Oh yeah. Oh, what I really got to say, that's what I got. Last I got to say. Ooh, I'm finna end it with this. How can you be all day talking about white folks racist, white folks this, police racist, white supremacy, blah blah blah. I'm for Black Lives Matter and how white people doing black folks so bad. But two things: you get paid by a white person, and you laid up with a white man every night. You lay up with a white man every night, and you get paid by white people, but you oppressed, and racism is so bad. But the killing part, you lay up with a white man every night in a white man's arms. But white people and racism is so bad, it's so bad that you went and got you a white man, the one that's the worst. White men are the problem. You know what I'm saying? Today in society, and you went and got you one, and you lay up with them. But white people are so bad. That's what I'm saying. Can't take you serious, man. You can't take Don Lemon serious. You can't take no Negro serious about racism and white supremacy when you black and you laid up with a white man or a white woman, but you talk about racism and white supremacy so bad. You can't take you serious, man. I'm out.